over today the upcoming food giveaway, the annual training, the upcoming annual training that we have for 2023 is very important for all brothers and sisters to attend. And we'll also be going over the topic of the importance of the love of thy brother and thy sister. So if you can, sister, go ahead and screen share the first referring to the upcoming giveaway, please. All right, so this is the community free winter giveaway. This we will hold next weekend, next Saturday, out here at National Headquarters, Minnesota. We'll be giving away hats, gloves, jackets, all type of winter attire for children and families who are less fortunate and families who are in need. This is our job. We are a community-based organization. We always give back to those who are in need, the poverty, the poor, and the less fortunate. We always give back to them as much as we can, as much as possible. If any brothers and sisters that's within the line of Judah Armed Forces have not donated, can you please donate something? Anything is appreciated. So we can continue to raise funds to continue to buy more items for the free winter giveaway. As you see, the Cash App is here on the flyer. The Cash App is $NASIY, NASIRX. That's NASIY, NASIRX, Nasir X. That's the Cash App. Go ahead and send the funds over, and those funds go directly back into the community. The time that when it's going to take place is December 24th, 2022. We don't call it Christmas Eve because we do not celebrate it. We're not paying no respects to that day whatsoever. The time is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Where? Jimmy Lee Recreation Center, Lexington Parkway North, St. Paul, Minnesota, 55104. For anybody that comes across this video, because it's live, it's recorded, that come across the video that may be interested in showing up and show support, we will highly appreciate it. Also, anybody that's here at National Headquarters that's able to attend, we will highly appreciate it as well. If you can attend to help give back to the community, it is highly, highly appreciated. More bodies, more people, more affection, more community work, more work of the Most High, and love showing towards our community. That is a blessing, man. All right, so next we're going to go to the slide for the annual training. All right, annual training 2023, the Line of Judah Armed Forces annual training 2023. This is big. The building of the chosen nation, the building of the chosen nation. All right. As we have said many times, I have broken down many times, as a nation of people, there is nobody as divided. There's nobody as that's dwelling in disunity as the so-called African-American man and woman. So the Line of Judah Armed Forces, we make sure that it's very important that we focus on building our nation, okay? Building our nation. As you see the representation of the flag that we represent, the green stands for the fertile land, the gold stands for the wisdom and knowledge, and the red stands for the bloodshed that our ancestors has shed for us because they loved us as brothers and sisters and as their people. Okay, at the annual training, we'll be as you see, we'll be going over the annual training and the manual. All right, this is the Line of Judah Armed Forces exclusive training manual. Okay. All right, in here are the rules and regulations and also the principles. Okay, the rules and regulations and the principles, tons of history, tons of ancient chronicles that of people that was before us, ancestors that was before us, that's been putting in the work, people who sacrificed their lives for the liberation struggle for us as a nation of people to seek freedom. You know, we wouldn't have the freedom that we have today if it wasn't for the sacrifice that many of our ancestors have put in and lost their lives. We're no longer under the shackles and chains anymore because of the sacrifice of our ancestors who stood up, who fought for the people, who fought to liberate the people, who broke the chains, and they're no longer with us. So you got to understand that history of our people. And here we are today. We're continuing on the cycle, okay? We're continuing on in the cycle. So therefore, your household, our household, our nation, the chosen people, can continue to break that generational curse that have been set amongst us as a nation of people. But we'll be going over the 12 general orders. We'll be going over so much more at the annual training. So brothers and sisters, I'm letting you know right now, make sure you save up your funding. Okay, save up your funding so you can get you your hotel, you can get your travel expenses. There's going to be food there and other sorts of things that will be available. Even transportation. When you get here, don't worry about it. We will have transportation for you as well. We will pick you up from the airport as well. Okay, you just gotta let us know the time that you are coming in. The brothers that's driving, the sisters that's driving, that's cool. Just let us know, but just let us know the time you will be coming in. And I will be giving you guys all the actual date and the time as well as we're continuing to move forward with this. But I'm letting you know, the annual training is 2023. It's not going to be nowhere in January or February. It's going to be possibly around the month of Abib, which is like April, June, or July, one of those three. We're going to figure it out because I've been, it's really hard to try to find locations because locations are already been booked out by other people. And I mean, they already booked places out. So we're still working on seeking that location, which we know we will be successful with doing. But I'm just warning y'all months in advance so y'all can have everything in line. You can have your funding together. You can make sure your uniform is right, your traveling expenses, everything together, because this is going to be huge as we continue to build the chosen nation and bring change to the chosen nation. All right. So, sister, let's go to the topic. Okay, the topic is love your brothers and sisters. The reason why we're dealing with this topic today, brothers and sisters, is because hatred have infiltrated us as the chosen nation. Sister, if you can zoom in to make that a little bit bigger so brothers and sisters that's watching can see the screen. But we're going over today because hatred have infiltrated the chosen nation and us as a nation of people. It's very important that we touch on these topics, okay? Because we can't talk about liberating. We can't talk about unity if we're continuing to dwell with hate, if we're continuing to dwell with envy amongst each other, if we're continuing to dwell with jealousy, the spirit of jealousy amongst us. We cannot talk about unity. We cannot talk about liberation. We can't talk about freedom. We can't talk about anything. We can't even call ourselves the chosen people if we are not walking righteously in love amongst brothers and sisters. Love is very, very, very important. It's very important when it comes to your brothers and your sisters. Okay, because we got to cleanse the self-hate. We got to cleanse the generational curse. We got to cleanse the self-genocide. We got to cleanse this madness from within. Okay, so this is why we got to go over the scriptures concerning love your brothers and your sisters. This is where it's going to start at. Once we learn to cleanse ourselves spiritually, mentally, physically, once we learn how to properly think clearly, then we will be able to unite. Then we will be able to mobilize. But brothers and sisters, if you are still operating in the spirit of jealousy, envy, and hate, pride and boasting, lust, brothers and sisters, I may tell you that it's going to be hard for you to unite and break the generational curse amongst us as a nation of people, as brothers and sisters. You must remove the leaven and you must remove the filth. Psychologically, spiritually, physically, you must remove the filth from within before you're able to move forward and prosper and unite with your brothers and sisters. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4 through 7. It says love is patient. It is kind. Love is patient, meaning what? Brothers and sisters, while we are focusing and while we are in the walk of liberating our people as revolutionaries, we must understand that we must be patient with brothers and sisters who are still in the world. We have many brothers and sisters who are still in the world, meaning they're following after European culture, European traditions, customs of the oppressors. They themselves don't even know who they are. They are Hellenized. They are Hellenized as a people. So we must be patient while spreading and giving them knowledge and wisdom of self. Remember, as our saying is, unlearn the lies and rebirth the mind, brothers and sisters. We must unlearn the lies that have been taught to us by white supremacy. And we must rebirth the mind with knowledge of self. We must find and seek and turn back to our traditions, our culture, our heritage as a nation of people. Isn't it quite strange that every nation on the face of the earth have their own rules and regulations, have their own government? They practice self-determination, but when it comes to us, we are the only nation of people who do not have or have found our traditions, our culture, our heritage, our customs. But we are so easily and quick to partake and follow after the oppressor's ways. So that's unlearning the lies and rebirthing the mind. And when we're teaching our brothers and sisters to receive knowledge of self, understand that they're not going to be able to comprehend right away. Not all brothers and sisters are going to comprehend what you're saying right away. They're going to look at you as crazy. They're going to wonder, man, what is this sister talking about? What is this brother talking about? Because you have become set apart from the Gentile system and the matrix. So we must be patient when it comes to our brothers and sisters, and understand that when it comes to knowledge and wisdom and teaching them, it's going to take patience, because the oppressors have indoctrinated us for over 400 years. And we are in a deep, 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 deep sleep, brothers and sisters. So this is why we have these weekly classes and meetings, so we can continue to educate each other and educate others. It said, love is kind. Love does not envy. Brothers and sisters, right. If you got somebody amongst you who's claiming that they love you, but they're operating out of the spirit of envy, brothers and sisters, you're in for a huge awakening. Because true love does not operate out of envy towards their fellow brothers and sisters. True love, when they see brothers and sisters being successful, they're going to wish you the best. They're going to congratulate you in what you're doing in your success. They will not be envious of you. And understand that true love is not envious of the things that you have, and it's not envious of the life that you partake in. They're not envious of how far you have become. So if you got brothers and sisters or people, even family members, who's claiming to love you but carry the spirit of envy, brothers and sisters, you got some rearranging to do. So we must remove this filth. We must remove this carnal mindset from within you. Because even when you look at Malcolm X, envy got him murdered. Look at Cain and Abel, envy got Abel murdered. When you look at the brothers of Joseph, envy got him thrown into the ditch. Envy got him thrown into the prisons. So be very careful when people say that they love you, but their works are not showing it. Envy is what got the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, betrayed for 40 shekels of silver and gold by Judas. It was envy. And my local presidents, I want y'all to know that when you are recruiting, it is better to have 5 to 7 solid brothers and sisters than to have 100 brothers and sisters who was envious and betrayal, and that's operating out of a carnal state mind and of the flesh. So be very careful with who you let by your side. It says love does not boast. Brothers and sisters, we must remain humble and do not boast. Scripture have shown over and over that those who are boastful, things can be taken away from you in a heartbeat. Things can be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. So we do not boast. We give all praise and glory to the Most High for all that we have, for he giveth and he taketh away. So love does not boast. Don't never boast. And always remain humble. Because whatever you're boasting about can be taken away from you in a blink of an eye. So love does not boast. It is not puffed up, which is prideful. Being prideful. Love is not prideful. Pride leadeth before destruction, and pride leadeth before the fall. So always remain humble in all that you do, brothers and sisters, and remove the spirit of pride, envy, and boasting. It says it does not behave indecently, does not seek its own, it's not provoked, reckons not the evil, does not rejoice over the unrighteousness, right? Even though we see people out here who's partaking after wickedness. We see brothers and sisters in the community amongst us as a nation partaking after unrighteousness. They are doing wicked in the community amongst the people. We must always remember that vengeance is the Most High. And we do not rejoice of another person's downfall. Because you yourself can fall as well.
When one of us bleed, we all bleed.
So always remember that. Brothers and sisters, if anybody got their mic on, can you please mute your mic? It says, do not seek its own, is not provoked, reckons not the evil, does not rejoice over the unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. It covers all, believes all, expects all, endures all. And that is one thing that we will forever stand for and represent is the truth. And the truth is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and the principles, the code of conduct, and continue to walk in righteousness of the Most High. That it says, he that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now, because we can't sit up here and claim to follow righteousness, but at the same time hateth our brother or have envious or any of the spirit of the flesh amongst us or within us. So that is what that is representing there, is that he that said he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now. So don't run around claiming you love your brothers and claiming you about unity and black empowerment, but at the same time carrying the spirit and walking in the spirit of the flesh, which is the carnal state, because then it makes you a hypocrite and you remain in darkness. Let's go to 1 John 3:10. He says, by this the children of Elohim are distinguished from the children of the devil. And what he refers to this is that we are a separate people, a set apart people, a holy nation. Okay, so one thing for sure, you can't be lukewarm. You either hot or you either cold. You can't serve two gods. Okay, and when we walking after righteousness, after the Most High, and calling ourselves the children of Elohim, or the children of the Most High, we have to show it by our fruits, by our actions, because those who are watching from the outside and looking in, they're going to see by your actions if you are truly representing the Most High. Now, you got a saying that goes around. People is claiming that we are gods, right? And you know, we are gods, and they don't believe in the higher power. But let me explain something. You can't claim and call yourself a god if you hate your brother. You can't claim and call yourself a god if you are partaking and walking after wickedness, if you are beating on your women, your sisters, if you are raping your sisters, if you are murdering your brothers. You can't call yourself a god if you're envious and jealous of each other or one another. You can't call yourself a god. That is not the God state. So everybody ain't gods. Your works have to show it, which is righteousness, and you must be set apart from the works of the darkness and the children of the devil, because the devil comes in all shapes, forms, and colors. The devil is not only the white man, you got black devils too. And people don't like it, but that's the truth. They're running around in our community causing havoc. They're terrorizing our villages, burning down our villages, shooting up our villages, drug trafficking and selling drugs to our families, our women, our elders, our uncles, our aunties. They're messing and destroying up our communities. You got black devils as well. And I'm referring to those who know the truth, but still choose to remain and operate out of wickedness and continue to walk after wickedness, right? So that's how you're able, you distinguish from the children of the Elohim and the children of the devil. It says, anyone who does not practice righteousness is not of Elohim. If you are not partaking after the rules and regulations and code of conduct, and you are not walking in them in your everyday life, you are not applying them to your everyday life, then you are not of Elohim. Anyone who does not practice righteousness is not of the Most High and is not labeled a chosen. We must understand that. And this is why we must continue to educate and turn our people back into the rules and regulations, the laws, statutes, and commandments, because we, as a nation of people, we lack morals. We lack morals. When you look at our community, that is what it lacks, is morals. Morals. It says,
that's right.
Nor is anyone who does not love his brother. See that? So by the children of Elohim are distinguished from the children of the devil. Anyone who does not practice righteousness is not of Elohim. Nor is anyone who does not love his brother. So brothers and sisters, if you know a brother or a sister who have not caused harm to you, who have not done wrong to you, but you operate out of the spirit of jealousy, envy, and hate, you need to repent and ask the Most High for forgiveness and turn from those evil, wicked, demonic ways. First Yahuchanan, or 1 John chapter 3, verse 16, it says, by this we know what love is. Yahusha laid down his life for us, And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers.
Hallelujah.
Let me explain something to y'all. Here as the line of Judah Armed Forces, as a growing army, as a community organization, the vanguards of our community, Pan-Africanism, who's focusing on the liberation of our people, the Black nation, the chosen nation, you must understand that this is what love is. You want to be side by side with brothers and sisters who will lay their lives down for you.
That's right.
And vice versa. It gets no realer than this. You don't want to be out with brothers and sisters or people in general who claim to love you. But when things hit the fan, they run with their tail between their legs like a sissy, coward, punctified punk. You don't want to be around people like that. You want to be around brothers and sisters who will lay their lives down for you, especially when it comes to self-defense and defending one another and upholding righteousness. You don't want to be around no one who is quick to run when things hit the fan. As you see, Moses or Moshe, the lawgiver of Torah, the first 5 books, he gave his life for the children of Israel. When you look at the Messiah, prophet, Messiah, he gave his life for the children of Israel. He gave his life for the Black man and Black woman. You have many people who claim to be followers of the Messiah, who claim to be followers of the Most High, but they'll never lay their life down for you. They don't understand what love truly is. He laid his life down for the truth, for giving you the truth, for giving us the truth. He laid his life down because he know what it paid to do that. He know what it paid. He know what it took. He know what he had to go through to give you the knowledge and wisdom to free yourself mentally. And as you notice, they say knowledge is power. So when you have knowledge, you become powerful.
Yes, sir.
When you have knowledge, that is the biggest threat to America. That is the biggest threat to the COINTELPRO and the FBI. That is the biggest threat because they fear Black unity, and Black unity comes through knowledge and wisdom. Because through knowledge and wisdom, that's how you truly free the people mentally. Because many brothers and sisters don't realize that is the slavery that we reside in. Mental slavery today. So brothers and sisters, we must remember that when we stand side by side with each other, we must understand that any given time, if we're ever tried, self-defense is mandatory. We're never the aggressors, but self-defense is mandatory. And if it pop off, you better ride and die. If it pop off, don't fold, because it's gonna show. And I only want brothers and sisters around me who will lay their lives down for me, just like I'll lay my life down for you.
Yes, sir.
And you see, the Messiah told them that he came with a commandment. A new commandment is to love your brothers and your sisters. And notice, he said this at one of the last suppers. before the wicked Negro Judas went off and sold them over to the white man. And he told them, this is a new commandment, to love your brothers and sisters. And then they show you that he also laid his life down for your brothers and sisters. And he said that for a reason. Because many people, or the devil, come in disguise. And they'll come amongst you, claiming to be about the liberation, claiming to be about unity and wanting to help out with the community and make a change in the community and amongst us as a nation of people. But the whole time, they're not walking in the spirit of love. So you got to be careful. Then we see it here. The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Whoo! So I'm going to say this to you, brothers and sisters. This is a testimony. You will be surprised how many people have received the knowledge of truth to the point of they realized how set apart they truly was. Then they started to seek loneliness. See, because when you're set apart, it automatically removes you from the matrix and removes you from the people who are in the matrix. But they come in and receive the knowledge of truth. They come to classes and they receive the awakening, but then they wander back in the world. They go back into the world to partake after lawlessness, to partake after wickedness, to partake after unrighteousness. They go back into the ways of the world. And when they do it, shame befalls them. And you know what they do? They'll block you, they'll delete you, and you won't see them again. But there also are some who will block you, who will delete you out of guilt and shame, because they know the truth. Once you receive the knowledge of truth, there's no going back. And then they'll send you a message or a private message, or they'll call your phone, and then they'll apologize about it. Brother, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry, brother. From doing this and doing that. And, I left, man. I went back into the world, brother. There's nothing out here in the world, brother. I don't know what I was thinking. And I tell them, I say, my beloved brother and my beloved sister, I forgive you. And I love you, brother. Because that's when it takes patience. And you let them back in. And when you let them back in, their actions going to show. There's nothing in the world. If there's nothing in the world, why do you continue to run back to the world? If it's nothing but lawlessness, wickedness in the world, why do you continue to partake in it? There's nothing out there. This is the path to life right here. This is what's going to stabilize your home. This right here. When you walk on this path, you are going to see that this is going to stabilize your home, your family, and your life. But when you're wavering, it's going to show. So the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Meaning you are still in a dead state. You are still mentally asleep. Those dry bones, you woke from the dry bones just to fall back to sleep. Don't let this be you. Don't let this be you. Endure until the end. No matter what trials and tribulations or struggles you face, endure until the end, and don't allow it to cause you to waver, and don't allow it to cause you to go back into the world, which is nothing but lawlessness and wickedness. And then you will surround yourself around a bunch of people who have no knowledge, wisdom, or understanding of self or nothing. People are lost, which is referred to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So brothers and sisters, don't allow this to be you, and don't allow you to, when you receive the knowledge and wisdom of self, and you receive the jewels that is being given and fed to you right now, take heed, because it's going to continue to be more. Don't fall back into following the lost sheep. Don't fall back into following the blind, which is going to eventually lead you to the ditch. Ain't nothing out here. Ain't nothing out here. So I say that because we're looking for intellectuals and teachers who's focused on the liberation of our people, and people that want to be consistent and give time. Find time to continue to give back to the nation of people, because our people are mentally destroyed and they need our help. And that is our calling. Anybody that's a part of the line of Judah Armed Forces right now and that have been here and been consistent, brother and sister, that is your calling. Your calling is to be a vessel to awaken your brothers and sisters and people in the community. That is your calling. We need more leaders. We need more intellectuals. We need more. And we need more that's going to continue to spread knowledge and give them wisdom and give them understanding. Feed it to them. They're looking for it. Because Satan devices, all it's giving them is money, car, drugs, hoes, materialistics, all type of madness and foolishness and entertainment. But when it comes to knowledge of self and truth, empowerment, it's nowhere to be seen on the devil's devices, on the TV, the television, social media, none of that, even in the world. So, brothers and sisters, please continue to endure until the end. And don't wander away from the knowledge of truth and understanding to find yourself going back into the congregation of the dead. Even scripture says that it says the dog doesn't go back to what?
His vomit.
There you go. Even a dog knows this. So why would you choose to turn back, to go back to your own filth and vomit? That you freed yourself from it, but then you choose to turn right back around and to go back to your own vomit, which is your filth, your lawless lifestyle that you once was partaking after. You received the jewels and say, I'd rather go back to my own vomit. Don't let that be you.